Hello everyone, this is a video to introduce you to Unit 13, designing a website. It's very similar to the other units you've done in respect of you'll need to carry out a review process, a design process and a creating process, but there is a fourth section to this one which is a review process. It's basically the same as the evaluation you've done for the previous units you've completed with me. Now the scenario for this project is on the Learning AMA document. You're working as a junior web developer for a small company called Web Ninja, and you've been asked to create a website for Bowbaths Children's Therapy Centre Wales. Now this is a real charity, it's one which my son attends, and you can look them up if you want, but basically we're taking the scenario as in you've been asked to create an 8-page website for them, including these things here. Now, in respect of reviewing, you'll need to review 2 existing websites. You could review any website you want, but it would be advisable to actually review a website of, as it says, your competitor's website or another charity's website. And there's a few links there for you to look at, and that's one my son, well, it's his website. Now, in respect of reviewing the 2 separate websites, you need to make comments on the use of the website, whether or not it's being used for presenting information, storing information, searching, e-commerce and so on, as is listed there. You also need to make a comment on the type of website, whether or not it's static or dynamic. And basically a static website is a website where the information is static, it doesn't change, it's kind of set in stone as such, whereas a dynamic website is a website where it kind of gets updated regularly, or features within that get customized as well. Now the big thing in terms of reviewing comes from the website features section, and a lot of the things which are listed on here, the things you need to comment on, for example hyperlinks, action buttons, hotspots, they are the things which actually directly relate to what you've been asked to create. So it's really advisable to pass, well, to take note of and pass as much comment as possible on the features of a website. And then, as usual, to get the higher grade, the distinction in particular, you need to identify strengths and weaknesses of those websites. Now, as an example, I've got 2 of those websites open. I've got Cancer Research Wales, and the kind of things I'd be looking for straight away is the impact, the presentation it gives you. Does it stand out? Is it quite clear where the navigation or the menu is? What features does it have as well within that website? What does it allow you to do? These links, which are within the menu, are actually called rollovers, and basically it means that the image itself is one particular shape or color before the mouse is put over it, and it's also another, it changes then when you put the mouse over it as well. I would say that this is quite high impact in respect of it's something which is animated to grab your attention. And as you scroll down then you can see links to various different things, quite clearly set out links as well. I actually never like websites myself where you have to continuously scroll down to get to information, but I suppose it's the done thing. But again, that's something you can talk about in the strengths and weaknesses as well. And as we're flicking through, we can see various different pieces, and then you always get a footer at the bottom of a website, and sometimes they're a bit pointless because you don't really notice them, or you don't find it really hard to read. But this is actually quite clear. I'm also going to have a look at the about page just to see if there's a continuous theme, a template or a style to this website. Bit concerned that it is taking a little while for it to load up. That's not a good thing because I could quite easily get bored. You can see though when it has loaded up, it's a very similar kind of setup to the first page, so there must be this theme, this template with them. Again, the text is quite bold. I like the way it's bigger in the first paragraph, and it gets a little bit smaller, but it's still quite easy to read, the size of it and the style of it as well. And again, that's another consistent thing. The footer is very, very similar, if not exactly the same as the first page. The second website I'm going to look at, this is Valindra's. Initially, to look at it does seem quite compact. Like the text looks a lot smaller on this site. There's quite a lot of links on there. Obviously, they've got a lot of things they want to get across to us, but at the same time, I get a little bit confused in respect of where am I supposed to go first. The image is quite good, but it's not as effective as the animation as we saw on the previous site. And again, they've got links across here. These don't actually roll over at all. They just show that they're links because obviously the cursor changes. And we can actually see this animating, but it's obviously not as impactful as the site we were looking at previously. And again, there's a footer on the bottom. It's not easy enough to read, but again, it's quite small in terms of the text sizes. They've got a video embedded on there. Okay, so I'm assuming if I play that, it'll play the video. It's a YouTube video. And they've also got a search bar. I suppose that's a good facility in respect of you don't have to go dig in. You can search for something. And it's also got this, which is quite good for usability. That's better. You can make the font size bigger or smaller depending on if you've got a visual impairment and so on. That's a nice feature for it. So once I've had a look through both of these websites, I'd probably do them one at a time. I'd then go back to the document. I'd comment on the use of the website, the type of the website, if it's static or dynamic. I tried to pass comment on every single thing within this, and a hotspot, just to point this out, a hotspot would be an image, for example this, and if I actually hovered over it, it would actually become a link, or it is a link somewhere on there where I can click on and it would take me to something else, but I don't think I've seen that on any of the two websites we've looked at. Text to speech, so I didn't see anything on there allowing me to listen to the actual writing rather than having to read it myself. The colours and layouts I think are quite consistent on both of them as well. Again, didn't see any audio, and I think that's quite a big thing on both of those. And again, strengths and weaknesses is down to you to decide based on these criteria what you think is good about those websites and what's bad about them. But once this document is done, could you make sure that you print a copy for yourself to go into your folder? Could you also email a copy to myself and to Miss Sini as well? And then we can start to update the Web Ninja mark sheet, which is Unit 13. Okay? Thank you very much, everyone.